Hello, this is a presentation on Django. We hope it's useful for you. It's been extremely useful for our clients, and in fact, we use it nearly exclusively at Bixley.com. That is our Django specific web development company. Websites have a nasty problem, and that is that they usually don't turn out right. A good solution to this problem can be in finding a website that has a lot of the parts already done. Start with a tool that has many pieces and components ready to be put together. That way, instead of building many of these pieces from scratch, you're just collecting and modifying and then getting time to enhance the core functionality of your website application. Django is a framework. It's a very popular framework written in Python, and we've been able to find a good amount of developers that are decent Python developers and that we've been able to train in Django. So there's definitely plenty of developers around. But let me give you this illustration on how to think of a framework. If you were to purchase or rather, if you were to start a restaurant, let's say you're going to start Phillips here, you would have to purchase all of these things that you see in the picture and also other items like an oven and a grill and a cash register. It were possible to buy a restaurant kit that gave you all of these pieces, and then you got to put your own finishing touches on them. It might come with utensils and plates and stone oven and a scary employee, some chairs and tables. Django is the same thing, but in the web world. So, for example, you automatically get an administration area. This is important because you can change data on all the items that you have in your website automatically just by turning on Django and putting in a few lines of code. So you have an admin area to log into, make these changes, have a reversion history, or at least an undo history. And then you have something like a caching system where you can fine grain, you can have fine grain control over the caching. Also, internationalization. If you want to make different translations of your website, those tools are built into Django. The translations still need to be done, but at least the facility is there. It has wonderful URL handling to make sure that your the search engines can pick up on your websites easily and navigate through them. And then a huge collection of add-ons. And we're going to get to those in a second. Here's a picture of what a regular Django admin looks like, and you can see we're in home auth users and we're looking at the user Adam, and here I can change Adam's username. This is a encrypted version of his password. I'd have to use a password form to change that, but all the personal info, the email, I can even say if he's active or not, and this comes available to us just because we've programmed this into our models and then we ask Django to go ahead and let us edit this through the admin page. Some Django add-ons that might be important to mention are the social network, Pinax. That's a collection of various Django add-ins, and they just kind of clump them together, and it's a full-blown social network that you can actually demo online right now. And then there's Django-apps.com, DjangoPluggables.com, and various other sites that list all these Django add-ons that are free to use. They're generally under pretty generous license like BSD or MIT, so where you can use them inside of your application with very little obligation. And then some other add-ons that we might mention are there below. Washington Times, Google, LA Times, NASA. Django has been used by all of these companies in various projects. So it's important to know that Django isn't just some pie in the sky idea that isn't useful for anything real world. It's not the case. It really is useful for various types of web applications and is used by these companies and more. And then, of course, we'll look at some of our clients that have used it with a lot of success. min.us minus is a really cool online web gallery. In fact, if you navigate your browser there, you can drag a photo to the browser window and have a gallery created just by that drag motion. You don't have to use an upload form, for example. Then below here, you can see the HTML embed code, the links, the form codes, and the direct image code. So this is an example of a really cool interface put onto a Django application, and it's helped them really excel and move forward faster than their competitors. Humans versus Zombies is another really interesting client because they manage the actual human versus zombies game via a Django application. And this is a physical game. You play it on generally a college campus, and it's you can think of it as an advanced form of tag almost. And people turn into zombies, and there's safe areas, and you use Nerf guns, and they're a really fun client. But this application is built with Django. It shows you how diverse it can be because you're not going to find anything prepackaged that meets humans versus zombies needs. You have to build it. Luckily, there's a lot of components in Django that they're able to use and thus not rebuild from scratch. FresnoLocalBiz.com, you can go there now. This is an online directory of businesses that are registered inside the city of Fresno, California. There's a great auto type feature that searches as you type, and that's some JavaScript talking all the way back over to our Django application, and that connects to a Solar server, which is the search tool that we use here. And you can see that you can also search by category by clicking on those categories. Perkville is another client that uses Django exclusively in their web application. They have a system of racking up points between businesses and then rewarding the customers for having those points by allowing them to spend it in various registered companies. And on their dashboard, you'll see what you've earned, what you've spent, things like that. Once again, this is an example of a custom application that isn't doing so many things that are weird. It's just putting it together in a way that's useful for your business. It's so nice to have a tool that has the generic tools there ready to go. And that's what Perkville's done with Django. I'd like to go back to the restaurant illustration. If you're going to create a restaurant from scratch, how cool would it be to not worry about getting all these items shipped to you and picking out the right items and worrying when those items might come in and if they're the right size? If that kit was there, it allows you to spend more time making good food or working on your brand or your marketing or that special sauce. You don't have to spend time with the nitty-gritty things that have been done for you over and over and over again. Why start from scratch when you don't need to? Thank you for looking into Django with us. We believe it's a tool that can really help you excel and get one step or two steps ahead of your competitors, getting the application built on time and in a very tasteful way. So contact us if you need any more information. Thank you.